Hi, I'm Charmaine. Welcome to the Love of Self podcast, where we delve into the emotional aspects of finding love for self. Today's topic is loser. We've all experienced loss. We've all experienced losing out on something. The hardest thing usually is understanding what we tried to fight for, what we wanted to win. All the blood, sweat, tears, work, heavy lifting, sacrifice that was made in order for us to gain something. It's at the tip of our fingers, but we just can't grasp it. Sometimes it's something that we've held on to for so long, but it slips away. Sometimes it's the thing that we were so happy and grateful for and loved, but for whatever reason, it couldn't be sustained. And the thing is, when we lose out on something, it can be some of the pitfalls in life that we go through. The good thing about it is that it doesn't have to end there. I was recently reminded of a particular athlete. This athlete in their heyday seemed so powerful. This person seemed like they could not be stopped. They seemed mentally strong, physically strong. They seemed like they knew what to do, how to maneuver to win over their opponent every time. They seemed like they believed that they were unstoppable. And when in competition, was always such a drastic, grand demeanor of strength and power, to the point where they became the champion in their field at the time. Undefeated. No one was beating this person until one day someone did. One day someone had figured out how to overcome this powerful person. And they did just that. This individual lost, and lost very bad. What I noticed about this was that how before this loss, this person seemed like they could not be stopped. They seemed to bring on the personality that they were on the top. They had such a powerful presence within them. And the moment they lost, it was like all of that went away. All of that strength and what seemed to be relentless momentum was completely halted, to the point where this individual didn't play in the sport anymore. And I always wondered about that. I always wondered what was the truth behind the persona, because it didn't seem like losing was an option. And then when it became a reality that this person had to deal with, it was like everything was over. It was like they couldn't get up and try anymore. They couldn't redevelop themselves. The career was just done. And it's not like the person was injured to the point where they couldn't go on anymore. It was more of an emotional injury, a spiritual injury, than it was a physical one. It almost seemed like the spirit of this person seemed easily broken. Potentially, this insecurity might have always been there. And once it was proven in reality, this person couldn't face it and just backed away from their potential. And so tried to relate this to life and how we all can get knocked down and what that can potentially do to our spirit. What loss can create in a person. We can decide to transform. We can decide to hide away. We can decide to fight back, fight forward, or no longer participate. And maybe sometimes it's a justifiable thing when it's time to end something. and maybe sometimes it's not. And so I guess it's all up to us to come to our own conclusion of the losses in life and what that creates within our emotions and spirit and mentality, and how we decide to recoup from that, how we decide to uplift our life and spirit through the hardship and losses in life. And the thing about loss is that it always teaches us something. We have the potential or the possibility to learn from our mistakes and regroup ourselves to keep going, or take that as a note when we move into another direction. It gives us the potential to see ourselves in a new negative light that we may have been forced into. Sometimes we're forced to see ourselves at our worst, at our most vulnerable, at our weakest point, at the point of destruction or depletion. And while it will take a tremendous amount of strength to bring ourselves back up, continue to move forward, continue to bring the strength of mentality to go in the direction that we see fit to go, it's also a play at hand at discovering something within you, or discovering something within the situation that helps bring forth a new mentality. That's where the real true strength comes in. When you've been let down, when you've been at your weakest point, when you have been to the brink of destruction, and being able to pull yourself with the grit and mentality that forces you into an even stronger, empowered direction, that brings in new light of what you are capable of, that brings in the satisfaction of the grueling accomplishment of what you knew that you needed to do for yourself. That's the funny thing about being a loser sometimes, is that it can help you become a winner. It can help you really see how strong you truly are. It brings in the opportunity to fight for something real, to justify your momentum toward your highest good. It helps you see yourself in a new light, in a new way of thriving. It can help us all face the reality of how losers can be some of the best winners. I'd like to thank you for taking these few moments to listen to what I have to say. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. So, I'd like to ask you, the last time that you lost something or lost out on something, what was your response? How were you able to come out of that situation? Was it time to give up, or was it time to fight back? How do you see yourself now from that situation? Would you do things the same way? When you compare the times that you had to back down and when you had to fight forward, which one had the best outcome? I'd love to hear from you. Please comment or email theloveofselfpodcast@gmail.com. Please remember, I am not a licensed therapist. Also, my new book is out, Love Yourself, a book of poetry and spiritual writings for self-love. It's available now on bookbaby.com. Purchase link is in my Instagram bio. I wish you all peace, love, and joy always. Until next time.